Welcome to another edition of Wealth Without Borders podcast. And today I'm delighted to have with me Heidi Dugan. Welcome to the show, Heidi.
Thank you so much. I'm so honoured and really feel privileged to be part of this and part of your group that's trying to, make more of their business.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. And we're certainly very honoured to have you here. Can I just ask, where are you in the world right now and what's the weather like?
I'm in Shanghai and looking outside, it's freezing cold today. It's probably one of the coldest days I've had in Shanghai. It's negative 10 degrees and it's grey sky, but inside and in my heart, it's sunny and shiny and warm.
Fantastic. I'm in Shanghai too, so we're neighbours, and it is freezing, but warm in my heart as well.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know Heidi is a TV host, a celebrity, an author, an entrepreneur, and a China market expert. Those are terms often used to describe her. And having lived and worked in China for over 24 years, Heidi has her own TV show with 6 million viewers daily. And she's the director and founder of the Arete group. And that helps foreign companies expand and succeed in China. And Heidi's influence across China has been recognized through her coverage on ABC News, Australian Financial Review, Harper's Bazaar, and China Daily. So I'm absolutely delighted to have you here. And Heidi was recognized, in fact, by the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade as one of 45 people who represent the breadth and depth of the friendship between Australia and China. And this is a really fascinating podcast title. I'm really looking forward to this one. The title is How You Can Start Selling in China with Confidence When You Have No Experience and Limited Budget. So fascinating title. As you know, Heidi, it's 8 questions in just 8 minutes. I do have a little stop clock here to help us out. So are you ready to rock and roll? Are you ready to go?
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant. So 8 minutes. Question number 1. Who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is a business that already has a product that has the idea of expanding, and then they're wanting to come into the China market. Or if they've had some idea in the past, they've sort of piqued their interest and thought that they could also have a piece of the pie and start seeing their brand selling to the Chinese consumer.
Fantastic. And that's certainly a big pie, as we know. 7 minutes, 27 remaining. Question number 2, what is the problem that you think you solve?
We erase people's doubts and concerns, give them absolute clarity on how they can enter one of the biggest markets in the world. And basically, we help them succeed. We take them step by step, every part of the way, and mentor them. And whilst we're doing that, we also educate them so that they can be making great decisions in the future.
Fantastic. So you're helping them in their future development as well. So
absolutely. Leading in China and also launching into China.
Fantastic. So 6 minutes, 45. Question number 3. What are the typical symptoms people experience who have this problem around entering China as a market?
I think China as a market is incredibly confusing. So people have this sort of confusion of where should we start? What should we do? And then they also have a real fear of it because of their feeling of a lack of knowledge, and also some of the stories that they may have heard from other people that perhaps were not that successful. The other side of symptoms you'll get is that they've got false expectations of what we were just talking about. Is they believe that they don't really have to have a very good strategy, but there are so many people. If we could get just 1% of those people, then they'll be doing fine. But in fact, that is not the case, and it's not easy to get that 1%.
Correct. If I had $1 or an RMB for every time I've heard that, I would be retired.
Absolutely.
So 5 minutes, 41 remaining. Question number 4. What are the common mistakes people make when they're trying to solve this problem?
So there are two that are very clear based on their confusion or their fear. A person will either do one of two things. One is they'll be paralyzed, and so they will have this dream of entering China on their list of things to do, and they'll be, through that confusion, not knowing what to do, not having a good guide, no trust in someone to help and lead them, that they will do nothing. And they will continue to want and dream about entering China, but they won't do anything. The second one is the complete opposite, is they go, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And they jump in completely without having any really very good strategy behind it. And the first time they get someone interested in their product, they hand their business over to them. They're two of the worst things, and they are so commonly seen. And what I see is that people come to me generally, I feel like I'm a doctor at times, because they come to me around 18 to 24 months when they've spent an absolute fortune. They've been going around and around in circles, and they're getting no real traction or sort of anything back except for perhaps a headache and frustration. So when they come to me, the whole thing is that we want to get them absolute clarity, a real strategy behind it. And then also we want to make sure that there's that fixed cost that they can then budget for to achieve what they're wanting to do.
Fantastic. So from chaos to order.
I love it.
Just 3 minutes, 51 remaining. Question number 5, what's one valuable free action that people checking out the show today can implement that will help them solve some of that problem?
I think, advice is what they need. And so what we've done is, if they go to the website heididugan.com/China Accelerator, they can log on and then select a 15-minute call with me. I can go through it, see if they're ready, and see, what stage they're actually at.
Fantastic. And we'll put that link into the podcast for people. 3 minutes, 15 remaining. Question number 6. What's one valuable free resource, Heidi, that you can direct people to that's going to further help them with that problem?
Yeah, so we have a great tool that is basically a diagram which puts all the pathways to China. And I find with all that confusion, what I like to do is really simplify things. So if they go again to that website, heididugan.com/China Accelerator, they will get a download of this tool, and it puts it all very clearly in one image, all the pathways that are accessible to them, so then they can start to make decisions. What's the best thing for them to do in the first 6 months? What's the next thing that they need to do in the 12 months after that?
Fantastic. And thank you so much for making those available to people. 2 minutes, 21 remaining. Question number 7. What concept or book or program or talk has been most impactful in your experience?
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of continuing to learn. And so I read, heaps and heaps of books. 3 of the books that I love is The One Thing. You'll see it on my Instagram and LinkedIn. I always refer to it. The next one is Never Split the Difference. Also an amazing negotiating book. And for me, also a classic, The Greatest Salesman on Earth. What I find, Howard, is that when people come to the China market, because they don't know the culture and the market, they sort of think, well, they don't know anything. And what happens in those circumstances, they put all good business knowledge to the side, and they do some really silly things like handing their brand, handing their product over to someone they don't know and letting them market and sell into China. So for me, continuing to learn about business and keeping that with them and overlaying it with cultural understanding and market advice.
Fantastic. And those are 3 great books, by the way. Over 1 minute and 1 second remaining. Question number 8. What's the one question I should have asked you that I didn't, that you feel will give great value to our audience today?
Yeah, my feeling is, what is the next thing that they should do besides doing those 2 things, getting the 15-minute phone call and then downloading, is we have created an online, the China Accelerator mentoring program. It's for people specifically in this situation that are afraid, that are concerned, are confused, to help them every single step of the way so that they're not going to waste 24 months, moving forward and selling and realizing their dream. And also they're going to have a very clear budget of what they need to spend over that period of time. So if they go to the website, they can actually also sign up for that, and it will be starting in February.
Fantastic. And I understand you may have a special offer of some.
Oh, we do. And it's amazing to, I think that partnering with people is an amazing thing. And, doing this with you is, is really an honor for me. So I wanted to offer to all of the people viewing this an early bird sort of a friend discount. So when they go on, this link is actually specifically for you, and they will get the early birds friends, Howard's Friends discount.
Fantastic. And we're perfectly just out of time. So that was, what a wonderful 8 minutes, and packed it with value there, Heidi. So I'm so delighted that we've managed to get you on the show. It was very difficult. As you can imagine, Heidi's extremely busy, but I'm a massive follower of Heidi on LinkedIn. And so it's been wonderful to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you to all the listeners also. And, I think that the two of us here are really here to support them to continue dreaming, to continue sort of realizing their dreams. So it's an honor for all those people that are listening to give us the time to talk to them and share.
Absolutely. Thank you. Many thanks for checking out Wealth Without Borders podcast. I'd love you to head over to iTunes, subscribe, and leave us a review. And if you'd be kind enough to do that, I would really appreciate it. And then if you want to know more about what I do, check out wealthwithoutborders.net.